I watched one of the best videos regarding the truth behind green energy technology in a long time. Mark Mathis over at Clear Energy Alliance does a very good job illustrating the truth behind battery technology. You guys should check them out. But I'm going to have this video followed up right after this. And so what I want you guys to understand is that you're either on, there's two camps. You're either on the one side where you believe that fossil fuels is destroying the world, global warming, hurricanes, all the fires, or you're on the other side where you know the truth that green tech is not going to replace fossil fuels because intermittent energy just is not going to work. We don't have the battery tech, and fossil fuels is not as evil as everybody believes. And it's really our only viable option for cheap energy, unless you want to pay a tremendous amount of money for it, which everybody's already with inflation and everything's going on. People are already living paycheck to paycheck. We can't afford higher priced energy. We're going backwards there. And so here's what's going to happen, guys. Okay. Regardless of what camp you sit on, let's say half the country is divided. 150 million want green, 150 million want fossil fuels. That doesn't matter because the 150 million for green tech is pushing this massive agenda while all the fossil fuel guys are sitting on the sidelines, the silent majority. They're not speaking out about it. If you went out with a t-shirt today that says, I love fossil fuels, I love oil, you would get completely ridiculed. You'd be embarrassed. You might even get your ass kicked. Okay. That's the world we live in. All right. So we're sitting back and allowing the green tech buzz to fill all of our ears. It's in all the newspapers. The media has taken hold of this thing, and it's unbelievable the amount of traction this green energy lie is getting. Okay, so here's what's going to happen, guys. They're going to invest hundreds of millions, if not trillions of dollars in this new green energy wave. We're going to find out it doesn't work, and then all along, the fossil fuel industry is dying. And while that is all happening, the emerging markets, there are countries out there that have even really flexed their muscle when it comes to starting to become industrial with vehicles. Everybody wants to be like America. Those emerging markets, their demand for oil is growing. They're not going to go after green tech. They don't have the money to do that. I mean, they could barely afford their daily lives. They can't afford green tech. It's not cheap. It's more expensive. Fossil fuels is the cheapest electricity out there, and it's proven. It's proven to work. Okay. So all along, while everybody's believing the lie, we're investing in green tech. We're getting rid of fossil fuels. Demand for oil is growing. We're going to find out that it doesn't work. That puts us on a collision course for $100 oil. And I'm going to let you guys watch this video. If you like this channel, please subscribe. We'll talk soon. Thanks.
100% renewable electricity. It's going to happen, and soon, right? That's what we are being told by people like AOC and a growing number of other politicians. But the truth is, these attention-seeking office holders have no idea what they are talking about, and they are counting on you not asking for a little extra detail. What kind of detail? How about this one? What do we do when the wind isn't blowing, and how do we keep the lights on during cloudy days or at night when there is no solar power? You see, wind and solar only produce electricity 25 to 30% of the time, and sometimes not at all. No biggie, we'll just build lots of giant batteries like the ones Tesla is building. That will take care of it. No, it won't. Unfortunately, that little detail isn't so little or even doable. Mark Mills, senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute, explained the battery problem extremely well in his report, The New Energy Economy, an Exercise in Magical Thinking. For example, it costs less than $1 a barrel to store oil or natural gas for a couple of months. Storing the same quantity of energy in a grid-scale battery costs $200. The Tesla batteries needed to store that barrel of oil energy equivalent would cost $200,000 and weigh more than 20,000 pounds. In contrast, a barrel of oil weighs 300 pounds and can be stored in a $20 tank. Tesla spent $5 billion building the world's largest battery manufacturing plant in Nevada, and it's called a GIGAFACTOry. According to Mills, the entire annual output of this Tesla plant could store a whopping 3 minutes worth of U.S. electricity demand. And since we're talking about magical thinking, let's imagine we could actually mine enough resource materials to keep that gigafactory cranking out batteries for 1,000 years. With all that battery power, we could keep today's U.S. electricity demand working for a total of 2 days. Shocking, isn't it? But isn't that the way things always are when politicians get involved? Costs are hidden, realities are ignored, and all sorts of accomplishments can be achieved if only we are aspirational enough. Here's another reality you haven't heard about. Because electric utilities have been mandated to add wind and solar in unrealistic quantities, costly adjustments have had to be made. In order to keep the grid reliable, utilities have installed more than $4 billion worth of giant engine generators. Most of them burn natural gas, but a lot of them are oil-fired. 3 times as many natural gas and oil generators have been added to the nation's grid in the past 20 years than in the previous half-century. That's one of those costs that somehow doesn't get attributed to the wind and solar balance sheet. Mills said it best when he wrote, "The issue with wind and solar power comes down to a simple point. Their usefulness is impractical on a national scale as a major or primary fuel source for generating electricity." No matter what politicians say, 100% renewable electricity isn't going to happen. Let's just hope they don't destroy us trying to make it so. For the Clear Energy Alliance, I'm Mark Mathis. Power on.